And we are back. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with us on this Friday. This Friday edition of the Doin Alright podcast. The Cowboys play a Thursday night game on the Amazon there versus the Detroit Lions, Bryan Broaddus. It's a big one.
It is a big one.
It's a big one, Bryan Broaddus. And, hey, man, the Cowboys going to have to go out there and do their thing. Man, we had some people ask some questions there, Bryan. You know, I pulled half from the previous episode of Doin Alright comment section. You know what I'm saying? We do a really good job with that. And I pulled the other half from the social media machines and all that, Twitter and stuff like that. But, man, I ain't finna mess around. I got some. This big joker right here.
Uh-huh.
Do it to us.
Oh, yeah. Boy, that's so old school right there, man.
The rotary jump. Man, Bryan Broaddus. You was talking to some people on the telephone there, Bryan. You was tapped in with the folk. You had like 100 messages in your phone, and 99 of them was congrats on Lane Kiffin, LSU, all that, Bryan.
Yeah.
But you was talking to one person in the building over there, Bryan. Your 100th message, you was talking to somebody in the building, and you ran to me physically. You said, Voch, XYZ said this about Trevon Diggs.
Yeah.
Bryan, if you want to share on the golden phone, what they say about Diggs, man?
Yeah, I think to me this is where we're all kind of penciling in, and I know myself was talking about Diggs and his availability, and it was going to be the Detroit game. They had the whole week to kind of get him ready. But there's some folks in the building with the Cowboys right now that are a little bit concerned about how well Diggs has been practicing and how he's looked practicing. And we'll see. We'll see if, in fact, and a lot of this has not so much to do with an attitude or anything like that. It's just they want to make sure that they completely get him right to be able to play. This is not anything of him, not working hard or anything like that. It's just there's a little bit of concern that with the way the schedule has fallen, that how much practice time has Diggs really got to where he is able to feel comfortable going out there and playing, and will he play at a high level if he's put out there? So they have today will be a travel day. Tomorrow they'll play. They don't have to do anything until Thursday if they want to put him on. And I have a feeling that they're going to talk about things today and then determine tomorrow if he will be available in this game. So just keep an eye on that one. I don't think this is initially, Voch, I thought this was Diggs is immediately activated and they're going to go to work and it's going to be Diggs and Bland and Revel out there playing, with others in the mix. But just keep an eye on really what happens today as they travel, and then tomorrow with a potential activation. I don't think it's a slam dunk as it was going into this week.
Now, Bryan, them people hate the word setback.
They do.
They can't stand that word, boy. They loathe setback, boy. But he was technically, he could have been active last week.
Sure.
Short week kind of stuff.
Short week stuff, I think, is a problem, yeah.
Bryan, why would they activate his window? Let's just say, for example, hypothetically, we don't know what's going on. Let's just say that he's not 100% right now.
Right.
Why would you think that they activated his window? Do you think that maybe GM front office wants him out there quicker, and maybe they're just not on the same page with training staff?
Yeah, I like I say, trying to kind of get a gauge from both groups, it's been a little bit difficult. Listen, the years that I worked in that front office, I know the respect that Jerry and Steven and Will McClay and Brian Schottenheimer to this point have for Jim Maurer, Britt Brown, the training staff there with the Dallas Cowboys. If Britt Brown says, as the rehab specialist, if he says, listen, I don't think Diggs can go because of this reason, or how he's looked at practice, or he's not moving around well enough. Sure. If Britt Brown and Jim Maurer make that determination, I think they're going to hold him out of this game. That's if Britt Brown. Now, we'll see. I don't think it's one of these things where the front office and the coaching staff is pushing the Cowboys trainers and doctors to green light this thing. I mean, I know on my end of it, I felt like that, okay, yeah, it was a short week with Kansas City. There was not enough practice reps. Yeah, but with a week's time, can you get him ready to play? And that was going to be, to me, that would seem like that it was going to be the best opportunity. But just kind of hearing some of the people in the organization talk that maybe this is not the slam dunk for this week that a guy like myself really, really believed, Voch.
Had a couple questions pertaining to it, Brian. It was kind of leaning on the we're going to move as if Diggs is available route.
Right.
I got two Voch says this, Brian. My first Voch says this is along the lines of this Lions game is the most important game you got left on your schedule.
Right.
Maybe that's why there's some urgency there. You know what I mean? Now, we could do it on the other side and say, well, the Lions are having issues at wide receiver. Maybe that's a blessing for us to hold Diggs a little longer. You know what I mean? Maybe we can get away with just running Carson, Revel, and Bland out there.
Right.
Because we have, I would say, like a health advantage in that kind of way, Brian. But it seems like they really want to get Diggs involved. And I do think that we should have, like, we need Diggs to make a run.
Yeah.
Are you of the opinion that maybe we should just kind of hold on a little bit, just hang in there and then bring Diggs back when it's time to party? Or, Brian, are you ready to just cut the umbilical cord, and just say, man, look, we don't have these questions with these other three.
Yeah.
Weezy and Reddy, 5. So that's 5 guys that the Cowboys feel like they can really trust for real.
Right.
Bland, Carson, Revel, Weezy, Reddy. They feel good about those guys.
Right.
Josh Butler's another guy that can come back that's been healthy.
Right.
Brian, I know some people just sick of all the something with Diggs.
Sure.
Like, man, like we was expecting you for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh, short week, that makes sense. Lions, what are you doing to where you not ready now, Brian? So you trying to cut the cord on this whole thing, Brian, or you want to just wait around and just whenever he come back, he just come back?
Yeah, I could see the level of frustration with the fan base. Would totally get it, and listen, do I feel like I'm a part of this? Do we feel like that on various platforms we talk about Diggs and when he's coming back or when he's not? And I think people have grown tired of Diggs is, where's his attitude? Does he really care? Does he want to be back? Is he playing worth a damn to begin with? We've got these other guys, me personally as a former personnel guy, I think Diggs is far more talented than a lot of the guys you have out there. But always been about the attitude. It's always been about the desire. And now it's about the injury part. And if there are people in that organization, say a Britt Brown or a Jim Maurer or Dr. Cooper or whoever makes the final determination, if one of those folks is saying to me, listen, this guy is not ready, and if the eye test tells me that, if I'm watching practice, and this is the disadvantage that you and I have, we can watch training camp practice and get a good idea of like, man, that guy looks like he's ready to play. Or this guy, it's not even close. So I think to me, as that guy that was with the Cowboys and worked with Maurer and worked with Britt Brown, if they're telling me the guy's not ready to play, I'm going with him. I'm going with him. As much as I need Diggs to play, I am going to try and find a way to get him completely healthy. And I know that drives the fan base nuts. Yeah. But if it's another week, you got to go with the guys you have. I mean, listen, there's times when Bridges is out there and I'm scared to death. There's times when, it's just, it doesn't always look great. But I think I'm just going to ride with the guys I have. If Britt Brown tells me that Diggs isn't ready, I'm going to believe him. And then I'm going to try and get him ready for the Minnesota Vikings the following week, if that's the case, with the 10-day window.
Brian, let me scroll. Who said this? Here we go. Tzilla88.
Tzilla.
On Twitter.
Thank you.
He was like, do you and Brian feel more comfortable now with Matt Eberflus as your defense coordinator? Two-parter. For now, part 2, in the future. What's your outlook on Flus now? And what's your outlook on the future of would you rather have Flus here?
I'll tell you what, let me do this. I'm interested. I'm going to let you answer that question first, because I think you've got a really good feel for this one.
When Barry Switzer showed up as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, I'm sure a lot of people had questions about Switzer.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's Jimmy's team, and Jerry and them built that, man. when you win a Super Bowl, you don't really care. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shouts out to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Team kind of does his thing, falls apart, there, Barry goes, whatever. That's just who he is, right? So this is where I'm at with Flus right this second. As long as it works, I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as it works and the defense is giving your offense adequate opportunities to take care of business,
Right.
you go out there and win these games. I don't care.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out, Flus. However, I do think in the long run, this thing is all about being good without all of the advantages.
Right.
I'm not a great defense coordinator at all, Voch. I'm a YouTuber. But if I had 11 all-pros on my defense, I'm sure I'd look great.
Yeah.
That don't mean I should have the job because sometimes we may not always have these guys, right? What makes me feel really good about Clayton Adams is that when 4 offensive linemen were down, he had a scheme that kept your run game active. So I didn't mention CeeDee Lamb being hurt and Dak doing his thing because Dak is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. GP's still there. I wanted to hyper-focus on what happened with those offensive linemen.
Right.
TJ Bass, Brock Hoffman, Hakeem Adeniji playing guard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And your run game was just fine. So I see that as a coach that elevates whatever's around him.
Sure.
I want a guy like that.
Right.
Long term, I want a guy like that. Clayton Adams probably going to be a coach somewhere else, something like that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's the kind of guy I want. Look at what happens with Philly. They got 2 coordinators that are head coaches now. They got their own jobs now.
Right.
You get a worse coordinator, they look a little weird.
Right.
They go and get Kellen and Fangio, they look a little better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want guys that can overcome the nonsense. I see what Robert Saleh, there's no way Saleh should have left this building, Brian.
Right.
Well, not this building because it's Crown Global Media,
Yeah,
LLC
yeah,
Incorporated. Yeah. But over there, the headquarters, Brian,
yeah.
Saleh should have never left that room.
Right.
And I see Saleh without Bosa, Hargrave out of there, Kinlaw left. I'm talking about
Fred Warner.
Fred Warner's hurt. I should have said him first.
Yeah.
Fred Warner's hurt. Ward is gone. Like, no matter what the adversity they've run into, them boys 9-3, and they won a lot of those games off the back of defense because Matt McCorkle-Conkey.
Yeah.
But Conkey was playing damn quarterback for Mac Jones. Matt McCorkle-Jones, because Larry McConkey's another character. Mac Jones was your quarterback, but your defense overcame that with nobody on it.
Right.
That's the kind of dude I want leading the defense for real. And Flus is doing a good job now, but damn, man, you just gave him Quentin Williams. I could do good with Quentin Williams.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Dan Quinn had Michael Parsons look fantastic. Dan Quinn defense look weird now.
Yeah.
I want a defense coordinator that doesn't look weird when he runs into the adversity, Brian.
Yeah, I think you're clearly onto something. And I'm glad you spoke first because I think you have a really good feel for this. And the thing with Matt Eberflus, I'm to that point where, you got Matt Eberflus better players, and it looks like a completely different defense. But I think long term, there needs to be some continuity here, and there needs to be. And maybe Matt Eberflus is not the right guy. But you know what? If you keep switching defensive coordinators, it's never going to look completely right. And I fully respect what you're talking about with the offensive line coaches, with what's going on with Robert Saleh, these other coaches that come in and they take whatever they have to coach, and they make it better. I don't know if Matt Eberflus, and I agree with you on this, I don't know if Matt Eberflus is necessarily that guy. Now, he's had some moments when he was in Indianapolis and you were kind of wondering, well, who the hell's he got on defense here? Yeah. And they were one of the top defense. I think he's capable of doing that. But I just would like to see Matt Eberflus stay just for the reason of some continuity, and just to see if, in fact, now listen, this is the things I always worry about, though. Are coaches getting involved with the scouting process of things? And do you have guys on this defensive staff that can evaluate? And if you go the route, this is going to be a very important draft for them coming up, with you look at the defensive players they're going to have to add. Just make sure, Will McClay, that if when you're looking at these defensive coaches, if you're going to keep them here, make sure you talk to the ones or listen to the ones that can evaluate. I'd like to believe he's got an understanding of that now, because I think in the long run, you don't want a situation where the coaching is poor and then the players are poor.
Yeah,
that's something that will surely wreck this franchise if that's the case.
Sure, I agree, Brian. Produced by 1C.
Yep.
Said this. And see, Brian, this is why I like to narrow these questions. You see these long paragraphs they be saying?
I appreciate the effort, though.
I got them, though. Watch this.
Yeah.
Produced by 1C says, man, I know we added all this tackle help, all this D tackle help.
Sure did.
He was alluding to the idea that the Cowboys interior wasn't all that terrible prior to Quinnen getting here.
Okay.
Sure, Kenny Clark and Osa was in the interior still, and Quinnen came later or whatever. But he says, basically, what's your level of confidence in regards to these outside runs? Because we could be good in the middle like we were, but Carolina would still get busy on the outside runs.
Sure.
So do you feel like the Cowboys, and that's with Overshown coming back, with Logan Wilson, Kenneth Murray playing a little bit better, less rotation at the edge spots, do you think that the Cowboys have done enough to solve the outside zone game?
No, that's going to be the issue, I think, this weekend. When you watch, Detroit will run the ball inside. Voch and I told you yesterday on our show that they're a right-handed running team. They're going to run the ball behind Penei Sewell, and for good reasons. They're a little compromised right now at tight end with that spot, with the blocking at the point of attack. But and I think they're less creative when it comes to how they run the ball, but they'll still get the pulls and the traps and the down blocks and things like that. You will still get that. This will be a challenge for Dallas's edges this week. And when you look at the situation, with Clowney and, the hamstring and stuff, he is going to be, he did this with the Raider game. It was a game time decision. He was dealing with the neck and shoulder problems. Now he's dealing with the hamstring problem. He will be a legitimate game time decision tomorrow. Having him play that left end, it will be key in this football game because you need to set the edge. Again, Voch showed you this the other day in the Kansas City game. Kansas City's trying to run the ball. Kansas City's trying to bring the ball back. They start at one way, bring the ball back. Who's standing right there? They've got defensive tackles in the holes. They've got linebackers in the hole, and they've got Overshown waiting on the backside to take that cut. The one way that I feel like the Lions can beat you is with their running game and with the two backs that they have. So the edge play is going to be huge in this game. And I say huge in this game, but I think overall, though, if you want to have a really, really good run defense, but they've struggled some. Ezeraku has been good. Clowney has been good. Sam Williams has improved a little bit. You still have Fowler, as far as that. Houston at times has flashed it. It's probably not where it needs to be behind the two starters. So to me, that's where I would look to address this thing. And it might be after the season when this thing's all over, you don't have Clowney. You do have Ezeraku, but then are you going to, you were talking about, when we came on set today, talking about a kid from Texas A&M, Howell. Thanks. There are some players in this draft, some of these edge players that can play both the run and rush the passer. And I think those are the kinds of guys maybe going forward you're going to absolutely need to look at.
Quick impromptu draft question that ain't on the list at all. Will we go into the draft, Bryan Broaddus?
Yeah.
It's a long time. Cowboys winning game.
You're fighting them off, man. I see you fighting them off.
I'm my best, man. I think the Cowboys are going to go edge regardless. Mm-hmm. Would you rather a big run-stoppy dude, like a big physical run-down guy, like one of these Reuben Baines or like my guy from Auburn there, or would you rather
Falk, yeah,
Falk,
yeah,
or would you rather a quick bursty pass rushy guy like Bailey from Tech or Howell from A&M?
The way I have him right now, and man, this is just kind of I really do like Bain from Miami. He's a little bit of a shorter guy. I really do like Bailey's first step explosiveness. I think you're onto something with Howell. Mm-hmm. I think Howell is my next guy. Parker, Falk. To me, when you watch, and here we are talking draft, folks, get ready. We're going to have some
impromptu.
We're going to have some fun with this year. The thing with a guy like Falk at Auburn, he's like 6'5", 285 pounds. Yeah. He's not to me, he's not a bendy, quick.
Big power guy.
He's like a 5 technique, and that 5 technique is like a head-up end that can kind of extend and play the run that way. I don't have him as high as these other guys. I know if you look at Dane Brugler's list and other lists, here we go. It's the start of this. You got all these guys that are up there in that top echelon, and then when we start to draft, we're going to find them down there at 31 and 32. Yeah. It's not going to be. So, yeah, I personally, like I say, give me the bendy guy. Give me the guy, like I say, I think Howell at A&M, he could stand up and play. He could put his hand down, rush, stand up, play the edge. I really, really do like. I think he probably plays the run better than Bailey at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
And I think Bain is kind of the same way with the way. I mean, he's a different man. He just doesn't look like an end.
Power.
He's a power guy. So yeah, it's a kind of a unique group right now with this with this edge group.
Brugler got Keldrick Falk going 5th overall to the Titans in his new mock draft.
See,
I'd be mad as hell.
I mean, I would. I love Dane, and we'll have Dane on a bunch. We get to draft coverage and so put him up, Dane, and you'll be talking. He'll be sitting there, and then you'll get in a fight with Dane. I'll get in a fight with Dane. I talked to Dane about Falk from Auburn.
Yeah,
and I told him.
Yeah,
I said, bro, I love you like a brother.
Wow.
You got him too high.
Yeah.
He goes, well, Dane
will come around. Dane's
Dane's a veteran of the draft show. Yeah. He's had his nose bloodied plenty of times by, everybody's bloodied his nose. And he's bloodied some others' nose as well. So
I'm inspired by Denver's defense, Brian. I'm gonna keep those 3 big interior tackles.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna put Donovan over there, and I'm gonna put Cassius Howell over there. We're gonna go fly.
Yeah, I tell you what, Cassius Howell, I see where you're going there. Nice, I do.
Man. All right, let's get back to this old Cowboy talk, man. They winning games. We ain't got to talk about draft.
Soon to be. You're fighting them off, man. You're fighting them off. I see what you're doing.
Taha Ahmed. He said, this basically following up with the last stuff that we were talking about. What combination of linebackers do you trust to contain Gibbs and Montgomery? Now, Brian, it's interesting what's been happening lately is we thought it was going to be a little more of Logan Wilson taking over.
Yeah, hasn't really.
It ain't really happened.
Has not.
And I guess the logic behind that was, well, Murray's playing better.
He's playing better. Since the additions, Murray is actually playing better.
I feel you. But I just keep thinking how much better would Logan Wilson be if he like, damn, Logan would be playing better. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I'm just curious about why Logan's been playing so much less.
Yeah.
Because Murray can be playing better.
Yeah.
Than what his standard was.
This is probably a coaching deal, isn't it?
It's always something like that.
Isn't it always something like, listen, our defense from week 1 to week 9 was awful.
Nonsensical.
It was just nonsense, and Murray was a part of that, and the coordinator was part of that, and the ends were part of that, and everybody was part of this. And now all of a sudden you add some pieces of this thing, and this thing looks serviceable. It looks like, and so all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, is Murray playing the same, or the guys around him just playing better?
Yeah.
But I think Murray is playing better. But this is where coaches get you, Voch, and you were a former coach, so you know this one.
Yes, sir.
When you have a guy that you trust and you like, you're going to keep playing him. Even though the eye test tells you to put Logan Wilson on that field. Mm-hmm. You're not, as a front office guy, all you could do is walk in there and suggest, hey, well, boy, Logan looked good in that game.
Boy, show send that pick over there.
Yeah, Logan looked really good in this game. Is there a reason why we're not playing Logan more? You don't want to mess with your coaches too much. But this would be one of those times where if I was in that building and I used to do this and walk in there, and that's probably why I'm doing radio and podcasting now, because I spoke up too much.
Yeah.
I would ask them, why do we not have Logan Wilson on the field? And they would probably give me a really good explanation, and I'd turn my big ass around and walk back to my office.
That's where I got a little less faith in my coaches. I don't think there was a great answer to why.
I don't think. Yeah, I'm being nice to the coaches right now.
Better than me, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, do it. Camera one, please. Do it now. That's how I be talking to people. You know what I mean?
I don't. Yeah, I feel you, man.
But on that same token, Randy Walker, Brian, in the comments of the last episodes, Randy says, "I think this is actually a good one, Brian."
Okay.
I'll word it like this for theater.
Okay. Sam
Williams been terrible for 13 weeks. I say 11. Sam Williams been horrific for 11 weeks, man.
Yeah.
If it's 3 guys I'm pinning them early losses on, it's Sam, Murray, and Elam. Elam gone now. So.
Elam, you moved on from Elam. Congratulations, sir. You got that one done.
Brian, Sam Williams is playing much better now.
Oh.
A or B?
I didn't know it was going to come to an A or a B.
Me neither. Shouts out to Randy.
Yeah.
Is Sam playing better because, man, he tore his Achilles, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So maybe it take about 11 weeks to get back right.
Okay.
This is who Sam's supposed to be the whole time.
I got you.
Or is it the Quinnen Williams factor that makes everybody better around him? What's made Sam better these last 3 weeks? The fact that maybe he just needed a little more time to recover from that Achilles, or Quinnen Williams got everybody whooping feet around?
How about C, and I'll ask C for you.
4 for 4.
How about Sam playing less? How about Sam playing less has mean that less is more here. Like Sam playing 15 plays, 18 plays, Sam getting a punch out, Sam looking good against the run, Sam maybe rushing the passer.
Are you saying by stats and probabilities that the fact that Sam is out there less, he's less likely to do something to lose you a game? And that you, in fact, get more positive plays from him because you get less negative plays?
I think the Quinnen Williams factor or the Quinnen Williams experience has been great for everybody. Yeah. I really, really do. I want to believe, too, though, maybe that the guy with the injury coming back, that he looks like he has a little bit more of a burst and some explosive there.
Sure.
There's still some of that nonsense that you like to say. There's some nonsense. But I will say this. I think the fact that he's having to play less is actually beneficial to him. And that sounds terrible, but I believe that's why.
I think that's fair, Brian. Because, look, I can't say that Quinnen Williams making his job easier because tight ends was whooping Sam. So he was getting one-on-ones with tight ends.
You watch Carolina just walk him up and down the field, the tight end.
I'm not here to say that, Quinnen did that per se, Bryan Broaddus, but Sam is playing better. That's evident.
Right.
Like it's on tape. He's playing better.
Maybe Clowney being better has made Sam better.
Sure.
Because we're noticing Clowney's making more plays than Sam.
That's fair.
But Sam is playing less because Clowney has gotten in shape and playing better.
Actually, Brian, I think I got a theory.
Oh, wow. You and your theories.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think I got a theory.
Oh, I got a theory. Put those Ray-Bans on. Tell us your theory.
They are those.
Yeah.
This is short. Y'all get ready for this. Brian.
Yeah.
I know why Sam Williams been playing better these recent weeks than he did earlier. When Sam was on the field, let me ask you this.
Okay, wait a minute. You were going to tell me why Sam. Now you're going to ask me.
I'm excited.
You were going to ask.
I'm excited. Watch this. Brian, what was Sam's, what's the one thing that Sam was absolutely terrible at?
Playing run defense.
So when Sam is on the field 50 times a game,
it was a question. There was a question, by the way, because I thought the pass rush wasn't very good either.
It wasn't either.
Yeah.
But you ain't wrong.
Yeah.
When Sam was playing 50 snaps, Brian,
he
had to play some run.
Yeah.
And he had to play some pass. He was getting some pressures here or there.
Sure.
But he was looking ridiculous in the run game.
Right.
Now that you rotate Sam in, hey, Sam, don't even think. Because, some people can't run and think at the same time. I ain't saying it's about you, Sam. Some people can't run and think at the same time. Brian, if Sam's only job is to pass rush, of course his grade is going to be higher. Of course his grade is going to be high.
Yeah.
And when we talk about Sam's best plays, we talk about Sam getting pressure, or we talk about Sam chasing somebody down, or just not committing a dumb penalty. I think the fact that Sam is not on the field during rundowns, I think that's why Sam's overall grade is going up, Brian. What you think about that?
I
think Sam bad and everything.
I just think no. I think that Sam. I think it's been unfortunate for Sam.
For sure.
I think what this front office thought Sam Williams was not accurate. And I'm not saying Sam is a bad player. I'm just saying what they thought Sam Williams was as a player is not accurate. Much like they don't the same thought with Jalen Tolbert, and they were picked back to back.
Yeah, for sure.
Both players were thought of in a different light. And in actuality, they're just who they are. But I think you're on to something. I just think the less that Sam plays, the better chance he has to, when he does get in there, that he can, whether it's a punch out or a pass rush. I just don't think he gets exposed like he once did. And that's why I think he's playing differently.
Jay-Z is me says.
Jay-Z is me.
He must have just changed his name. That ain't your name. I recognize your profile pic, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jay-Z is me. He basically said something along the lines of, we got 4 sentences here. He's basically saying, Brian, when we talk about the game, predict the game, and we say Cowboy W or whatever, I've been saying you do think the Cowboys beat the Lions, right?
I did. When we had a chance to pick them on the break, I went yesterday. I went with them, yeah.
Jay-Z is me says this. He said, man, we talk about how much this defense has improved.
Yeah.
Why do we still do predictions with high opponent offensive outputs? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, this Cowboys defense has gotten so much better.
You're picking a 35-17 game. or something like that. You're not giving.
I'm a homer, but what he's saying is there's still some people saying 35-28.
Oh, no, it's a shootout. Yeah, it's a shootout.
If we got so much faith in this defense, one, why are we still predicting high offensive outputs for the opponent? And two, what's it going to take to get those predictions to where the defense is holding teams under 21? That'll give us confidence in that. I'll answer this.
I think it's who you play.
That matters too.
I think it's who you play. I mean, let's be honest. Detroit still scores points, even though they're struggling. Their offensive line play, they don't have the explosive plays. Last year, they dial up plays. Ben Johnson dial up a play. Heck, you saw it firsthand. They came here and dog walked you.
Yeah,
you know. They did that. So to me, I kind of feel like that you're in a situation right now where, you know, there's still some times with your defense. Let's say I give you a lot of credit defensively. Philadelphia, the way you played them, the way you played Kansas City, to hold those offenses kind of in check, to get some stops, to get off the field. This is not a shutdown defense by any means.
For sure.
It's not. It's got really good inside defensive tackles. And other than that, they've got a lot of guys that are trying to kind of find their way. You got a secondary right now that's capable of giving up big plays. It's a young group. They're thrown out there. They're doing the best they can. They're a talented group, but they're not shut down by any means.
Sure.
Bland is a veteran, a guy that's been a Pro Bowl player, has his struggles. We've seen that in some games. So to me, I'm always going to say, yeah, Dallas's defense is not the 32nd ranked defense anymore. Yeah. Dallas's defense is more like a top 20 defense.
Sure.
But still, top 20 defenses are going to give up points. It just happens in the league. The way the rules are, it's geared for offensive football. I don't think this is ever going to be a shutdown defense unless they get the cornerbacks to play at that level and they also get a pass rusher that's a dominant one.
Yeah, that's a fantastic answer, Brian. We're finally at a point to where the Cowboys are a defense that takes advantage of opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, they'll get some sacks, some stops, some. Hey, they're just no longer the 37th worst defense in the league.
Yeah, they are now become when those first 9 weeks, you know, before the trade, you're awful. You can't get a stop. You know, teams are running the ball. Hell, there's a metric stat that you could look at. You could go look at right now, talking about Dallas when it blitzes like 48% of the time. You know, they blitz. They get pressures. They're really good at getting pressures. Quarterback rating of about 130 against your blitz. What? Yeah. Pressures, blitz, and you're still quarterback rating of 130? You wonder why. That's why you still, even when you pressure, you still give up plays. And sometimes you stop them, and sometimes you don't. And you've been fortunate, and I'll throw this name out there, John Hussey, the official in the Kansas City game. He killed 2 drives of Kansas City with an offensive pass interference call and a holding call. Kansas City couldn't overcome those 2. You know, that's 2 drives they got off the field. That pass that was called the offensive pass interference was a huge play. Huge play. So to me, yeah, it's not a 32nd ranked defense anymore. It's closer to probably 20, 21, 23, somewhere right around there.
They are playing good enough for you to win ball games.
They are.
I'll say that. Leave that there. Deep Driller. Yo. Deep
Pause.
Driller. Yeah, man.
Yeah. What are we doing there? Landman. Kind of a landman thing. One of the landman episodes.
Drill guy,
yeah.
Says, hey, Voch and Brian. Yeah. You think we finally get coaching advantages now, Brian? Do you think highly of Schottenheimer, Clayton Adams, and we'll throw?
Well, we talked about flus.
Yeah.
I think you clearly have offensive advantages.
Yeah.
I think Dallas can roll out of bed and run for 116, 120 yards against somebody.
Sure. I
think you got the personnel to do it. I think you've got the coaching. I think you've got the scheme. Mm-hmm. There's things offensively that I'm very, very encouraged by. What I've become a little bit more encouraged by defensively, and this is again since post-trade, has been that Matt Eberflus has done a better job of like playing his defense. If it means not giving Geno Smith any reads on zone defense, play it. If it means not giving Jalen Hurts any reads on zone defense, play it. If it means playing man coverage when you know damn good and well that Pat Mahomes eats up zone coverage and you're playing more man, play it. So I think you're getting that on the defensive side of the ball, where offensively I always felt like that you had advantages to the way that your coaches coached and the way they were able to adjust along the way.
I think the adjustments part is what it is, Brian. I think the Cowboys have shown me, there's plenty of evidence that they've shown me that they'll end up in a situation and that they can dig themselves out of it, which means that they're not just leaning on talent. Like they're doing things scheme-wise coming out of those halves or whatever they do. Like whenever the Cowboys offense settles down, it goes.
It's weird about that first 15, though, on defense.
They got to start better.
And the offense has been kind of a little bit of some struggles right out of the gate too.
Sure,
it's weird, kind of weird.
Sure. One more, Bryan Broaddus.
All right.
Somebody asked me, Josh Soto says, what's your favorite part of working with Broaddus? And I look at conversations like fights, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I'm a conversationalist, you know, like the athletic portion. It's kind of like a sport to me, you know, like a duel. And I go to some shows, and let's say we in draft season, something like that. When I do certain shows, I got to dial it back a little bit, you know what I'm saying, for the sake of everybody kind of knowing where we at, you know. But when I get to let loose and really talk some ball, I think that's when I'm in my element the most. You know what I'm saying? So what I enjoy about working with Mr. Broaddus is that no matter where I'm at, I could throw a curveball at him and I'll get a good fight from him.
Yeah.
And he does the same thing with me. Like when he was testing me, he was like, hey, what you think about this 5th round guy? And I got to give a, reason why I like him, reason why I dislike him. But we'll have an extended discussion about this 5th round guy, just like we'll have about a 1st or 3rd round guy. So, when people see me and you going back and forth on these different programs, whatever, there's another Proud Brian meme. Like it's not official yet, but you get this face when I'm killing it. Like when I'm making a point and I'm killing it, you'll just you'll just be over there smiling, doing your thing. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's kind of where we meet at.
Right.
Like we go home and we do a ton of homework to come to work and whoop each other ass in conversation. You know what I mean?
I appreciate in my whole life being in rooms where having to argue with other guys and discuss, and I appreciate the fight. I really, really do. And I appreciate the fight in a way, not the fight of making it personal or anything like that. I appreciate the discussion. And one of the things that I really enjoy, and I've always wanted to work with you in this way, was because I knew that you were a willing participant when it came to the discussion. And there's a lot of people that you won't, because some people in this business will not do the work. They won't do the work. They won't sit there at night and try and watch 3 or 4 players to get better. They won't. They'll just trust, I read something or saw something and have an opinion. The reason this guy is so good at it is he'll work at it, and he'll come to the point prepared to where you can ask him questions. That's why I love the draft show so much, is that people willing to work at it to have an opinion. And like saying, it takes something to throw your opinion out there because you're putting your name on it. And I know you're not scared to put your name on something, and that makes it good for me. I enjoy that part of it more than anything. That you have an opinion and you're willing to stay with the opinion, or you're willing to fight for a different opinion. And I think that's what makes our show so unique. And I'm looking forward to being here at Crown with our draft coverage when the season's over, going right into that, because we're already starting, and you and I've already had some discussions, as you've seen today, about players. And I'm looking forward to that going forward.
It's going to be fun, man. I told y'all Michael Williams wasn't going to be good, man, but, he got time. He'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Hey, man, we appreciate y'all. What you say? We appreciate y'all tapping in with us, man, on this Wednesday,
Man, took
Friday.
a stray on that one, didn't he?
So, yeah, all right, man. He doing okay. He just took a little high for me. I'm glad they got him.
Yeah.
Because maybe we would have got him.
Maybe we would have got him.
Happy with Book. Hey, man, Cowboys going to go out there Thursday. Take care of business. Don't y'all worry about it at all. We're going to come right back up in here on Friday and tell y'all all about it, okay? Break down that Cowboy W. The most important place to be right now is crownglobalmedia.com, okay? That's where everything is at. If you're looking for the audio, Spotify, you know what I'm saying? Go over there, hold us down if you're a trucker and you driving and stuff like that. If you're looking for the merch links, if you're like, man, Voch, I can't find your page, is on the website. I can't find the audio link, is on the website. I can't find the merch, is on the website. Whatever you're looking for is there. You see this nice hoodie.
Yeah.
Bryan got on the Doin Alright joint, the Navy Doin Alright joint. It is there for you. Go to crownglowmedia.com and everything will be there for you. That's Bryan Broaddus, and I'm VOCHLOMBARDI. We'll catch y'all Friday. Crown.